There are certain moments in a cat's life that pass so quietly they almost disappear as they happen. A shift in posture, a softening of the body, a way of settling that doesn't announce itself or ask to be noticed. One of those moments is when a cat draws their paws inward and rests with their body gently folded around itself. It's an easy posture to overlook, especially because it looks so ordinary. But cats don't arrange themselves casually. Every way they rest is shaped by how the world feels to them in that moment. When a cat tucks their paws in, they're not just lying down. They are choosing how much of themselves to expose, how much to protect, and how much effort they are willing to spend staying alert. In this episode, we're going to slow down and stay with that choice. Not to label it quickly and not to turn it into a checklist, but to understand what this posture reflects about safety, comfort, and the quiet internal balance that allows a cat to truly rest. A resting body is still communicating. Even in rest, a cat's body is never silent. Muscles release or stay engaged for a reason. Weight shifts are intentional. Paws, in particular, hold enormous meaning. They are tools for movement, escape, defense, and control. Leaving them exposed keeps options open. Pulling them inward narrows those options deliberately. When a cat tucks their paws beneath them, they are reducing their immediate readiness. This doesn't mean they are unaware of their surroundings. It means they are no longer organizing their body around the possibility of sudden action. The body moves from outward orientation to inward containment, from readiness to rest. This posture reflects a decision made by the nervous system rather than the mind. It's not conscious in the human sense. It's the body responding to accumulated signals that say, for now, nothing urgent is required. That decision can only happen when the environment feels stable enough to support it. Safety comes before comfort. Before a cat can feel comfortable, they must feel safe. Comfort grows on top of safety, not the other way around. When safety is uncertain, the body stays available for movement. Even during sleep, paws may remain visible, muscles lightly engaged, posture angled for quick response. Tucked paws appear when that baseline vigilance eases. The cat's body no longer needs to maintain constant readiness. This doesn't mean danger is impossible. It means the likelihood feels low enough to permit stillness. The difference is subtle, but it matters. This is why cats often tuck their paws in familiar spaces rather than new ones. A favorite chair, a well-known window, a quiet corner they've returned to many times before. The body recognizes patterns long before the mind names them. Repetition builds predictability, and predictability allows the body to soften its grip on readiness. Emotional safety, not just physical protection. It's common to hear that cats tuck their paws to conserve warmth, and temperature does play a role. But warmth alone doesn't explain the emotional quality of the posture. A cat can be warm and still remain guarded. They can be physically comfortable and emotionally unsettled at the same time. When paws are tucked and the rest of the body follows, shoulders loose, tail relaxed, breathing slow, what you're seeing is emotional regulation. The cat's internal state has settled enough to allow stillness without tension. This kind of rest isn't forced. It arrives naturally when the emotional environment feels quiet. That's why some cats loaf beside certain people but not others, or why they may tuck their paws during calm moments and unfold again when the atmosphere shifts. Cats don't respond to explanations or intentions. They respond to how a space feels in their body. Trust without attention-seeking. One of the most overlooked aspects of this posture is that it isn't performative. A cat who tucks their paws is not asking for reassurance or interaction. They are not presenting vulnerability in order to receive something in return. They are simply resting where they are. This matters because it shows a form of trust that doesn't rely on engagement. The cat isn't watching for your reaction. They aren't monitoring whether you notice them. They are allowing themselves to settle while you exist nearby, without needing you to actively manage the moment. This kind of trust is quiet and easy to miss. It doesn't announce itself through affection or proximity. It shows up in the absence of tension. When a cat chooses this posture in your presence, They are including you in their sense of safety without making you responsible for maintaining it. Why some cats rarely tuck their paws. Not all cats tuck their paws often, and that absence shouldn't be interpreted as a failure or a problem. Some cats maintain a higher level of alertness even when they feel relatively comfortable. Others have learned, through experience, that rest requires readiness. Cats who have lived with instability, frequent disruptions, or unpredictable environments may rest lightly by habit. Their bodies have learned that staying prepared is safer than fully letting go. This doesn't mean they never feel safe. It means safety looks different in their nervous system. For these cats, tucked paws may appear only in brief moments or in private spaces where no one is watching. Or they may take much longer to appear at all. The posture isn't a goal to achieve. It's a signal that emerges when the conditions support it. When the posture changes over time. If a cat who once tucked their paws stops doing so, it's worth noticing, but not panicking. Changes in posture can reflect physical discomfort, environmental stress, or shifts in routine. They can also reflect temporary disruptions that resolve on their own. Cats adjust constantly. Their bodies respond to what's happening now, not to what happened last week. A period of heightened alertness doesn't erase past safety. It simply reflects current conditions. What matters most is the pattern over time. When tucked paws return, it often signals re-regulation. The body remembers how to rest again. That return is not dramatic. It arrives quietly the same way it left. What the tucked posture is really saying. When a cat tucks their paws in, they are not sending a message meant to be interpreted. They are responding honestly to how it feels to exist in that space at that moment. The posture is not symbolic. It is practical, emotional, and embodied. It reflects a decision to conserve energy, to narrow focus, and to trust that nothing immediately demands more. It's a posture of containment rather than expansion, of inward balance rather than outward readiness. This is why the moment feels peaceful when you notice it. You are witnessing a cat whose internal world has become quiet enough to rest inside itself. Stillness is a choice, not a trait. When a cat tucks their paws and allows their body to settle, it can be tempting to think of them as a naturally calm or easygoing animal, as though stillness is simply part of who they are. But stillness is not a fixed trait in cats. It is a choice that the body makes when conditions allow it. Even the most relaxed-looking cat is constantly evaluating their surroundings at a subtle level, collecting information about sound, movement, and emotional tone. What makes the tucked posture meaningful is not that the cat is calm by nature, but that they are calm here in this moment under these conditions. Their body has decided that it does not need to hold space for immediate action, that it can afford to rest inward rather than remain poised to respond. That decision reflects trust in the stability of the environment, not confidence in their own strength. It tells us that safety, for them, is something that has been felt, not assumed. This is why the posture can change so easily from day to day. A cat who tucked their paws yesterday may keep them visible today, not because their personality has shifted, but because the conditions have. Stillness arrives when the world feels predictable enough to support it, and leaves when uncertainty returns. In that way, tucked paws are less about who a cat is, and more about how supported they feel in the life they are living right now. If you notice your cat resting with their paws tucked beneath them, resist the urge to interpret it too quickly. Instead, notice the conditions around that moment. The sound of the room, the rhythm of the day, the people present, the absence of urgency. Cats don't relax because they are told they are safe. They relax because their body has gathered enough evidence to believe it. That evidence is built slowly, through consistency, predictability, and emotional steadiness. That small tucked posture is not a trick or a habit. It's a reflection of balance. A quiet moment where the world feels manageable enough to rest inside. If this way of observing cats feels meaningful to you, you're not alone here. This channel exists to slow down and notice the things that don't ask for attention, but say the most when we pause long enough to see them. If you'd like to continue exploring these quiet behavioral moments, consider subscribing. There's a lot cats tell us without ever trying to speak. Thank you for spending this time with us. And thank you for noticing the quiet things.